What I've observed in this culture is women are being taught that I need to take care of a man.
It's not only with dating women who are from this culture, it's also dating women who have been influenced and affected by the ideologies of the West.
These people are big on getting money, even if they have to scheme, plot, lie, and thief. She said to him,
I was seen as being manipulative because the
women
women
here
outside are having problems with the men here.
They should just stay together.
I've heard a lot of males saying that they don't like women. Realize that the woman might not be an IG body, but I love my wife, so I would never cheat. Women don't like men who they can walk over.
How is it gonna be real and deep and unfiltered if I'm going to not tell my story? Me no business. I'm not going to filter a goddamn thing.
Alright, share your story.
I love you too. I love you too. Yeah. I love you too.
Like she a tell she don't love me.
Which are parts? No, sir. Yeah.
If she never loved me, she woulda never did right. Yeah, so right, yeah, no. Come on, be good. Yeah, man, we just have what of vibes. Well, a meditation. Hey, me no know. My wife always a take away mine. Me no know what go on with that. She just always a take away mine. Look how the mic said right over there. So, Bridget, just put the mic as on a star.
Okay.
Just like that, you
Bass,
see.
Mr. Boombastic.
Yeah, you know, you're up to the time. You know, it's
Take off your phone off the table and put your glass out to the edges.
Sorry.
You might need it.
No, I'm gonna need it rest.
All right. The time is now 1:10 a.m. The time is now 1:10 p.m. We have scattered thunderstorms.
Yes, Rastan, I'm saying that we are here one more time,
All right.
another time, to talk about the problems that lies deep down within this society. And one of the things that we want to talk about today is the whole idea of the man them hating the woman them Rasta. Why? Fire! How can you call yourself a real man and you hate the woman them Rasta?
How can you call yourself a real woman and you don't like man?
As a matter of fact, I want to change the topic to the woman them we are thief people, man.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
Oh my God. All right.
Hello.
Let's start this.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins. We are so happy to have you here.
All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We are here for another one.
Yes.
Another lovely
conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And today we are just going to have a conversation.
Yeah. We're just going to let it flow.
We're going to let it flow. We're going to have a conversation that is raw, natural, real.
I mean, like it's raw. We're going to have an unfiltered conversation, an unfiltered talk from our hearts.
Raw conversation from the heart.
Yes.
All right. And of course, as always, we want to invite our community to be a part of these conversations. We want to hear your feedbacks in the comment section.
Yes. Leave your comments.
We want to, share your thoughts. Tell us what you think about what we talk about. Share your 2 cents, as we say in Jamaica.
Yes.
We want to hear your 2 cents and we want you to add to the conversation so that we can have the opportunity to read some of those comments.
Yes.
Right? And talk about them. So
yes. Yeah. And remember, the purpose of us being here and sharing our experience is that someone else can learn from us, but we also want to grow with you all. We want this to be a community, a place where we all share valuable information that can foster growth here.
Yes. And be impactful.
Yes. Impactful conversation.
Yes. In such
genuine.
A way. Yes. So we are here.
So you do the introduction, baby.
And we are going to be talking about a very controversial topic. Is it controversial? Do you think this topic is controversial at all?
There's a lot of sticky areas where
Trigger words,
stuff you know.
like
so yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit controversial in the sense where it has created a rift between men and women, you know, so.
And a cultural rift between cultures, you know.
Yeah.
This culture, that culture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you find that people want to stick, you know what? I don't want to be with this person because they're a part of this culture. So I want you, let me go back to my culture. Or you're choosing a different culture over another.
Or you don't want to have anything to do with women, or you don't want to have to do anything with men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So today we're talking about dating and culture.
Dating within this culture.
Dating within this culture and our experience with
our,
that.
Yes. Our personal experience, what we have experienced. I'm so curious to hear about what you have experienced. We have actually never really, I mean, we usually have conversations about dating and culture, but I have never really heard about your experises.
No, and I've never really heard of yours either. You have never so I'm actually excited to know what you've been doing.
just make sure. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited. So, let me ask you first.
Okay.
Based on your experience, how do you view dating now versus back then?
Okay.
Especially where this culture is concerned.
Dating then versus now. I'm going to go far beyond my time because I just born yesterday.
Right. Take your time.
I believe that dating then was more structured. Meaning that men were prepared to enter the field of relationship, courtship, marriage. And women were also prepared. And that made things a little bit more, maybe not necessarily easier, because having to deal with anybody is never easy.
Right.
But it was a little bit more structured. Now, what we have and what I've observed in this culture is we have men and women that are in relationships today are not ready for those relationships.
Yes.
And what I've observed personally in this culture, the Western culture, especially where I'm at, is that mothers have their sons or their daughters, and they coddle them, especially the sons. They coddle them to this point where when it comes time for this man to go out into the world, to have a family, it's almost like they're deformed. They can't do it. So, and this is as a result of the mother excluding the father from the family in compliance with the system for a check.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So what happens is that she has this little son here. He grows up. He's now a man, and she's desperately trying to shoo him off to get into a relationship, preferably with a responsible woman who will be able to shoulder all the responsibilities that she shouldered before, right? And when she shoves him off into a relationship, she's doing that to alleviate the pressure and all the work that should have been done by her alongside her husband. So you're going into this world, and I'm seeing, personally from my experience, I've seen a lot of boys, man-childs out there.
Are men who have not yet fully developed.
Men who have not fully developed.
Yeah.
To be able to handle the responsibilities of a relationship. So they desire a woman who is mature, who has things going, so that woman can be in the stead of his mother. The only difference is that there are sexual benefits involved. And not just to beat down on the men. Women, even though they are raised in homes where it's mostly predominantly mothers, they are being taught that I need to take care of a man. I see that happening. They're being taught. Of course, they learn the things that they should from their mother because they're around their mother more than the son is around the father. And they just learn that this is my responsibility to hold things down. I need to rise to the occasion because I am the provider. I'm the this, I'm the that. And that's what I've seen the difference as. Then both male and female were prepared to shoulder the responsibilities in their respective areas. Now we have the dynamic shift where dad is out of the home and mom is shouldering everything. The daughter is seeing that and seeing that that's what she has to do. And the son wants somebody like mama to take care of him.
I think
it's touchy.
Yeah. As I listen to you speak, I begin to question myself. When did the shift in dating started? Because I think it started somewhere. And I'm thinking about back then versus now, where women back then understood their responsibilities. But one of the things that we saw back then, men were also more in the homes.
Yes.
And so sons and daughters were being raised by their fathers and mothers. So the fathers were more in the home. And so these young males, these young boys were being developed in a more masculine way.
Mentally,
physically, mentally, and all of that. The father is in the home. Like for me, I can talk about my experience. Even though my father wasn't in the home, but there were certain norms within my community where I grew up, and I saw men going to the farm, and they were taking their children with them. Especially the young males, they were going to the farm, they were working in the fields, and they were doing all of that stuff. You're gonna ground, you're gonna drive out yam with your father, the donkey. We have to make sure, say, the donkey ready, you put on the hamper. All of these things you had to do as a male child growing up. As well as, for me, I grew up learning how to wash my own clothes from a very, very young age.
Yeah, you get your socks and your ribbon, panty and things.
Yeah. Well, not the panties. not the panties for you. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Right. So all of those things you would have to learn to do. Another thing is even iron my clothes.
Yes.
Like I learned to iron my clothes from I was going to all age school.
Yeah.
That was very young. And I learned how to cook. There was a lot of things I learned to do. I had like male figures in my life who used to go to the farm very often. And of course I would go with them, as well as my mother had her own farm. And I needed to take up that responsibility and basically try to fit my father's shoes.
Yes.
So back then, I think males were being raised differently. They were raised more manly versus now, males are raised to be soft and a little bit more feminine,
I definitely agree. Boys are not raised much with their dads anymore. And that is taking from the training that they would get from their father.
Right.
And not to say that boys cannot learn something from their moms. You're gonna learn something from both parents, but predominantly, primarily, most of the training that a boy needs is gonna come from his dad, and most of the training that a woman needs is gonna come from her mom. But she learns both. A girl can learn from her dad, and a boy can learn from his mom.
And to add to that, there are certain aspects of life that the female child, she needs to get that from her
dad.
Father.
Yes.
There are certain conversations that needs to be had, and the female child needs to have those conversations with the father. So it shows the importance of fathers being in the home, to help with the rearing of the children or of the child. It's very, very vital. And I believe that dating started to decline with the increase of absent fathers, the increase of absent fathers.
Decrease, yeah.